So we can now go to the next question, maybe. What is the probability that person has flu, given that the person is not sneezing? So we will again do the joint probability for having flu, which is 50 over 130, divided by the probability of not sneezing, which is 60 by 130. So 5 by 6. So now we have two probabilities in question. Same symptom. A person is not sneezing. What's the probability that the person has flu? Person is not sneezing. What's the probability he has cold? This is 0.5, and this is. Let's establish this equation makes sense. So I said joint divided by marginal is conditional probability, and we solved 3 conditional probability situations. Now, this equation, joint probability divided by marginal, is condition. This can be written as, if we take marginal probability to the other side, so we can say joint probability is equal to conditional probability multiplied by marginal, right? That means, in our case, joint probability is having a symptom, let's say not sneezing, and having a diagnosis, cold. This is joint probability. In conditional probability, we can write as probability of not sneezing, given that the person is cold, multiplied by marginal is of whatever we have in the given information, margin of that. Or the same thing we can write as probability of cold, given that the person is not sneezing, multiplied by probability of not sneezing. So joint probability, it has 2 ways to be calculated. Either we divide this number, this probability of joint event, by this margin or this margin. So this conditional, not sneezing given cold, we figured it out here. Not sneezing given cold is here, which is 3 by 5, right? 3 by 5 multiplied by probability of cold is 5 by 13. So 5 by 13. Now, these 2 numbers we figured out. In this number, cold given that the person is not sneezing will be 30 by 13. To figure out the conditional, we say joint, which is 30 by 130, divided by marginal of not sneezing, which is 60 by 130. 130, 130 cancelled out. 30 by 60 is 1 by 2, multiplied by probability of not sneezing. Not sneezing is 6 by 13. So we say 3 by 13. So is it equal to the number that we have here? What's the use of looking at the conditional from this angle and from this angle? We can now use this information to classify. So if we have this table, we can answer 2 different questions. Given the person has cold, what's the probability the person is not sneezing or sneezing? Given that the person is not sneezing, what's the probability that the person has cold? So we can answer 2 questions.